Alrighty, so here is 13 through 18. So for 13, we have another absolute value equation. So we have absolute value of 3x plus 2 is less than or equal to 5. But instead of an equation, it's an inequality. So same thing here. We're going to see that our absolute value is isolated. So we can start setting up our two cases. So we have 3x plus 2 is less than or equal to 5. And then for the second one, we're going to do the reciprocal and the opposite. So we go 3x plus 2 is greater than or equal to negative 5. So solve for both sides. And so we're going to subtract 2, subtract 2. We get 3x is less than or equal to 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, and we have x is less than or equal to 1. And then on this side, we're going to subtract 2, subtract 2. We're going to get 3x is greater than or equal to negative 7, divided by 3, divided by 3. We have x is greater than or equal to negative 7. All right. Oops, sorry, negative 7/3. So we can write this as our final answer. Put our x in the center. We have x is greater than or equal to negative 7/3, but it is less than or equal to 1. Da-da-da. All right, now 14. So for 14, same thing. So we get absolute value of 6x minus 3 is greater than 21. We're going to do our two cases. So 6x minus 3 is greater than 21. So we have the same thing up there. Then we're going to do the opposite and the reciprocal for the next case. So 6x minus 3 is less than negative 21. So let's do both. So we're going to add 3, add 3. And we have 6x is greater than 24. Divide by 6, divide by 6. X is greater than 4. We're going to look at this one. Add 3, add 3. We're going to have 6x is less than negative 18. Divide by 6, divide by 6. And we're going to have x is less than negative 3. All right. Now, we'll notice that with this one, x can't be less than negative 3 and greater than 4 at the same time. So this is like one of those OR problems. So we'd say, say x is less than negative 3 or x is greater than 4. And that is 13 and 14. I'm just going to keep going on here. Ooh, not the rectangle, I just want the pencil. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to do 15 and 16. So 15 says evaluate negative 2y squared, blah, 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 for y equals 4. Guys, this is just plugging it in. All right. So we have negative 2 times negative 4 squared minus 1/2 times negative 4 minus 2. If you don't follow PEMDAS, you're going to have issues. So we have negative 2 times 16 minus 1/2 times negative 6. So first I simplified the 4 squared and the parentheses. That's your PEMDAS. Then I'm going to multiply these two. So I'm going to have negative 32. And then I have 1/2 times negative 6, which is going to be negative 3. So negative 32 minus negative 3. And then the two minuses become happy. And so then we're going to have negative 32 plus 3. And that's going to get us negative 29. 9. Let's do 16 over here. So we have negative 16 and times it by negative 1/2 squared minus 8 times negative 1/2 plus 1. So 1/2 squared is going to be 1/4. So we have negative 16 times positive 1/4 minus 8 times negative 1/2 is going to be negative 4 plus 1. Negative 16 times 1/4 is the same thing as 16 divided by 4, which is 4. So we're going to have negative 4. And then these two negatives become positive, plus 4 plus 1. These two will cancel out, and our answer is just 1. Alrighty, and then 17 and 18. I read my pencil work. Okay, so it says solve for x. So for 17, we have 2xy plus 3 over 4 minus 1 equals a. So basically you just want to do your operations that you know and love to just move everyone over to the other side. Okay, so first thing that we can do is we can add 1 to both sides. And so then we're going to get 2xy plus 3 over 4 equals a plus 1. And then we want to undo this 4. So we're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 4 over 1. These 4's cancel out. So then we have 2xy plus 3 equals, now notice this 4 is multiplying by the expression a plus 1. So you want to make sure that when you're multiplying 4 on this side, you're also distributing it. So we got 4a plus 4. We're going to move the 3 to the other side. And we're going to have 2xy equals 4a minus 1. And then lastly, I want x to be by itself. Notice it's multiplying by the 2 and the y. So then I'm just going to divide both sides by 2y, and that cancels them out. So I have x equals 4a minus 1 over 2y. Don't try to simplify the 4a over the 2y because notice this 4a is in an expression, and we can't simplify anything out when we have a subtraction expression. So your final answer should be x equals 4a minus 1. And I'm just going to do 18 in a different color over here. Let's do pink. Okay, so we have ab minus c over x plus 12 equals d. And we're going to solve for x. Guys, we're going to be doing the exact same thing we did before. So we're going to move the 12 to the other side by subtracting it. We're going to have ab minus c over x equals d minus 12. We're going to multiply both sides by x over 1. The x's cancel out, and we're going to have ab minus c equals d minus 12 times x. Now, before I try and simplify this, or distribute it out, I have x multiplying by this expression now over here. So the easiest thing I can do to isolate the x is then divide both sides by d minus 12, and then my x will be by itself. ab minus c over d minus 12. And there we go. All done.